Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, Sampler V-Series V's I've been doing for a little while. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, and folks, I'm going to talk about stuff. I'm going to let you know all you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff. That time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. The item that I'm going to review is in my lap, and it is warm. So let's get through this. But it's super simple format. I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm going to yammer on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck. And whilst I'm inside my truck, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I like to highlight super cool shirt. Super cool shirt am I wearing today? Well, folks, boom, it's my Red Star shirt. What with the 2 D's and it's one word. So if you're going to look it up, you have to do it as one word with 2 D's. Red Star are a band that I was fortunate enough to see perform live just a few days ago at the time I'm doing this. They opened up for another band that I love called A Killer's Confession. And they absolutely fucking blew me away, man. I thoroughly enjoyed their set. They were really good at what they were doing. They just had tons of energy, were super, super cool guys. And, and it was just a great experience. After their set, I went over there, bought some merch, chatted up with them a little bit. Couldn't say anything bad about them, man. They were just awesome guys, put on a fantastic show. If you happen to be interested, they're kind of a nu metal style band, so you got a little bit of mix of the harsh vocals and the rap vocals and the melodic stuff. Yeah, it's not going to be for everybody, to be fair. But I really, really enjoyed their stuff. So much so that I went over there, I got a couple of videos of their performance. They're on this channel as well, just in case you happen to be interested. But anyway, what am I reviewing for you folks? What are we doing here today? Well, I just got through reviewing some, boom, kimchi soup from a place called, it's called Mama House, homemade Korean cuisine. And it happens to be in one of my favorite places in the entire state, which is a place called Mitsuwa Marketplace. It is a Japanese marketplace. It has been around for decades now. I don't know exactly when it started, but at least since I was back in my high school days, and I'm 1,000 years old now. So they've been doing it for quite a while. One of the cool things that they have is they have a cool little food court over there. And for years, I've been eating there. And really in the last couple of years, I've been exploring the food court more. Because I typically had a couple of places where I would get my food from there. And I've really just been like, I just want to hit everything. Why would I limit myself? Pretty much the last place that ended up on the list was Mama's House. Not because I didn't want some delicious Korean food, but because they only take cash. And I almost never have cash on me. But today, before I left my house, I'm like, I'm going to hit up the ATM. I'm going to make sure I have some money because I want to have some Korean food, damn it. So, what am I reviewing for you from Mama House? It is called Nakjibab. Nakjibab. That's how it was spelled on the thing. So if I'm mispronouncing it or misspelling it, you talk to them. Which, it equates to... Oh, God. It equates to, boom, spicy squid. And it apparently cost me $13.39. Oh, by the way, if anybody is interested or cares, the kimchi soup cost me $9.79. I forgot to mention that in the video. But yes, it's spicy squid. Ooh, I like squid and I like spicy stuff. So, let's do a thing. They even gave me some chopsticks. And it looks like these are some decent chopsticks from what I can tell. Yeah. Chopsticks. Can I go over there and make the thumbnail even more sexy and appealing than it already was? Sure, let's eat some spicy squid. So, the only problem with using the chopsticks today is I'm still dealing with a finger injury on my good hand, so it's a little bit more challenging. Spicy squid. Squid just cooked well. It's firm but not chewy. That's the only thing with squid. If you overcook it, it's done. My dad went over there one time. He made some squid back when I was probably 18 or 19. Because he could cook seafood pretty well. Squid was not his usual thing, but he decided to give it a try. And he ended up overcooking the shit out of it. And it was rubber, man. And it tasted good. That was the thing, but it was like pretty much inedible. So I think eventually he just went over there and like, I think we chopped it up or blended it or something and put it into something else so we didn't waste it. But it was tasty. And as for this particular squid, it is tasty as well. You get nice big chunks of squid too, which I really, really like. No punk ass pansy squid here. This one went down swinging. It's nice. I like it. It's in terms of because I mean, excuse me, it's basically pretty much giving you two things to work with the title. Spicy and squid. So it needs to be both of those things. It's definitely squid, for sure. It's got that down packed. Spiciness, a little bit. The thing is, when you think Korean food, especially via the internet and like the hot Korean ramen stuff and everything, people tend to think of Korean stuff as like, it's just like super duper spicy. But of course, that's not always going to be the case. Like, not everything is going to be super duper spicy. This is a much more manageable spice level. It's not, outrageous. For what it is, it's pretty much what I would expect for a spicy dish that's going to be easily available to the public. So it's got a little heat. But it's not exactly radiating it or anything like that. For me personally, if I could offer a critique, and it's just, for my person, I personally would actually like it a little bit spicier. It doesn't have to be ridiculous or anything. But I think a little extra oomph for me would really kind of bring this, to kind of like a really, truly upper tier dish. But even as is, it's super tasty. Like I said, the squid is cooked perfectly. The veg that goes along with it. Looks like you got some onions, maybe some kimchi in there. Not 100% on that because, it's kind of all one color. Definitely kimchi. But it's nice. It's flavorful. It's one of those things where it's like, they're not reinventing the wheel with this. It's a squid dish, but they're using good ingredients. They're using a good sauce. And it's been cooked properly. And the great thing about squid is that it just absorbs flavor. So if you've got good flavor, you've got good flavor and it's cooked well, you're going to have good squid. This is good squid. I'll go over there and I'll have some of the rice. It's probably the least interesting part of the dish, but, rice is good. And as rice goes, it's fine. Obviously, it's meant to be mixed in with the dish. I'm focusing more on the squid because, again, that's the more interesting part. But the rice tastes good. I wouldn't say it's as good as maybe proper sushi rice or something like that. But it's definitely better than standard Chinese takeout white rice. It's firm. It's got a little bit of a stickiness to it. It doesn't taste like overly starchy or anything like that. You can taste the rice. That's good. I think mixing it with that will, make for a nice dish. Now, all that said, folks, because this is run long, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? I'm going to go with yes, and I'm going to go with sort of yes. Here's why. For me, this works really well. The flavors that are on display, my only point of contention, I personally would like a little bit spicier. That would be about it. But the squid is cooked well, the sauce is good, the veg is good, everything about it is just a very nice. By the way, I just reviewed this too. Mitsuya Golden Peach Soda. Go watch that review. But everything about it works really nice. It's a very tasty dish. It's not outrageously, insanely phenomenal. I've certainly had, more prominent dishes in my time, but It's filling, it's really tasty, and it's done well. It works really well for me. And as somebody who likes squid a lot, there we go. Now, why do I say sort of when it comes to recommending it? First of all, a lot of people take issue with squid. I think it's become less so in years, but I think there's still a certain prevailing thing where just people can't wrap their head around it. They just think it's a little bit weird. I'm not going to tell you this is going to change your mind. Squid doesn't taste weird, by the way. If it's prepared properly and it's done well, it's just super tasty. But, but obviously you do have, it helps to have a propensity to enjoy some squid. And in terms of, just the other flavors, I think those are actually pretty palatable for, people in the West like myself. The only thing is, again, I would personally just a little bit spicier. And I think if you're somebody like me, maybe you're expecting a little bit spicier. Just temper your expectations a little bit. But I do think it's very, very solid, very home-style kind of dish, which that's what they do. They're literally homemade Korean cuisine. With this being said, between the kimchi and the nakji bab, I'm definitely going to go ahead and give my recommendation to Mama House. I think it's, and I mentioned this in my previous review, it's unfortunate it took me so long to finally try this place, because it's really tasty food, man. And it is very home style, man. It's just filling and good, and it's wonderful. So, give them a shot. But anyway, 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of the week, monumental rest of the month, stupendous rest of your folks. You go over there, have yourselves a truly Mama House-tastic rest of your life, I guess. Because, they've been there a long time, man. As far as I know, they've been there as long as I've been going there. Because in all the time that I've been going there, and I'm not saying there weren't, gaps in time, so I could be completely wrong, but they've been pretty much the only Korean spot, and they just keep killing it, man. And that's despite being a cash-only place, so. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity in the world. It's not as possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do if you can't do all the time, I know I can't do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, it's not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me, I know it. I live it. I'm out there with you in it. Life can be frustrating and bullshit sometimes, folks. Right now I'm congested. I'm, a little bit under the weather. It puts me in a grumpy mood. Plus, I got to go home and I got to clean a bunch of stuff that I've been meaning to clean for a long time, but that's on me. It's important when we go over there and we run into situations in our life that are stressful, frustrating, etc. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Part of my mustache got in my mouth. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, maybe there's a spot that you've been hankering to try for who knows how long. Maybe it's some corner spot. Maybe it's just, some place that's just been around. And for whatever reason, maybe you pass by it all the time. Maybe you just don't, you haven't found the right opportunity. Damn it, mustache. Get out of the way. Certain parts of my mustache just get a little bit too long sometimes, and they dip into my mouth. Well, then why not get rid of the mustache, Brandon? No. I'm not going back to the Amish beard look. I did that for a little while. I don't rock the Jebediah look. But maybe go over there, maybe give that place a spot. Again, this was a thing for me trying this place out today. It was a very conscious decision. It was something where I was like, I know I'm going to be going to Mitsuwa. I had the forethought, and I'm like, I'm going to make the preparations I need to go make this thing happen. It's not always going to work out for you. It might suck. But sometimes it's really good, and luckily that's what happened for me today. Anyway.